All right, let me share my screen. Hold on, let me just start this first. What am I sharing? My screen. True. And then over here, like that. All right, we are ready. We're ready, chat. Ready to start off the Friday. We are ready. All right. Y'all ready, chat? Type of 1 if y'all ready to start the day off, man. Type of 2 if you're not ready. What's up, Wogman? Good morning, sir. What's up, Benzo? All right, looks like we're ready then. I see a bunch of 1s in chat going crazy. All right, yo, let's get the day started, yo. He said, will you give me a trade today? The market is tripping me, bro. Gee, I will see what I can do for you, man. See what we got today. I don't know. My first time looking at it, but this camera is tweaking, so you know what that means. We might get a trade. Whenever the camera starts tweaking like this is like when we potentially get some trade ideas. So that's a good sign. That is a good sign. All right, what am I doing again? Starting the day off, right? So yeah, let's see where price is at right now. So it looks like shit, same thing from yesterday, really. Okay, I think I could just copy and paste the same zones until like we break out, because it's really the same analysis like every day, really. For the last 2 weeks it's been the same zone, so that's why it's, you know, it sounds like it's the same things I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, ideas are still the same in terms of ranges. Like we're still kind of in this range right here. We are still in this range right here. So you got this up here as your resistance, and then you got this down here as your support. This is like your overall range you're in. Pretty good overall range. The range is about roughly 5,200 pips. And you probably see like, Don, why if this is the bottom of the range, then like why wouldn't you just put your support here, right? Because that, or you can probably move this a little bit higher, but I'll say for the most part like 3850 is like your next support zone, right? And I'm saying that because that's I'm looking at this area down here, and even if you put it here, I don't even think you filled it yet, right? There's still that little gap there that we've been speaking on, like that, not gap, but that that range that hasn't really been filled yet. Technically speaking, like these are just the middle of nowheres, right? So at any given point, this could still reject. Sorry, this mic is but yeah, any given point, this could literally reject, because, or sorry, not reject. This is the middle of nowhere, right? So like in order to like start ranging, so let's say like we have higher time frames here. Let me just zoom out a little bit. So we're in this area right here, right? So if you were to start ranging, usually you'll start ranging after filling the bottom of the range. And if this is the bottom of the range, and that's missing. So like if you were to actually, let's say, come down towards the bottom of the range now and fill it, okay, cool. Now you can actually start ranging between these areas, right? You have like your resistance here, and then you have your support zones around here, right? So then that's what's going to make a range when you actually start like, you know, rejecting support, coming up towards resistance. And until then, like you could see this as a range too, like on a small time frame. I can probably say this is a range on the 4-hour time frame, but I think overall, like if this is your overall area, overall zone, that hasn't been filled yet. So you can say like coming off of like a driving condition, driving market cycle, right, the next move would be bullish or bearish, right? Like if you were to go up or down, likely you are to create a range first, and then after ranging, you are to grab liquidity. As to grabbing liquidity towards the upside or downside, I don't know, but that's the thing. Like to start creating that liquidity, you need to start ranging first, right? So then after, what happens is you have to break the highs, continue to hold for continuation, right? And then this could be your liquidity, or you break the highs, come back to the range, continue down, this could be your liquidity, and then vice versa, the opposite side as well. Like if you were to come down, you need to kind of break out, pull back and hold. That could be your liquidity, lower highs come down, or you can get fake outs back into the range, and then this could be your liquidity, right? So that's the same two plays, vice versa, up and down. But to get that, you need to start ranging, and to range, you need to fill the range. So like, we're missing a couple steps, and obviously this is like a daily time frame, so this might take a little longer than, you know, like a 4-hour time frame, like a 1-hour time frame, right? Like this is higher time frames obviously that we're looking at right now. So yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting right now, in this area. And this cam, you know what, forget it, I just fixed it after the analysis. But yeah, that's where you're sitting. So understand that on a daily. Last time we're in the same area, same shit. Like I think we spent maybe like 71 days in the range. This time it's been ranging for maybe 36 days. So if it is the same as this, then it should be, who knows, it could be quicker, but in the past it was 71 days, right? So who knows how long this time will be, but that's just the average. But yeah, those are your daily zones, and that's the reason why I have it a little lower than these areas right here, right? I think we had these zones down here maybe for like the weekly zones, which has been filled. You still got the weekly leg count right here too that hasn't been filled yet, but drop it down to a daily. That's when you're gonna start seeing the gap there. All right, so I'll put this there, I'll put this up here, and then what we got going on now is 38.69, and then we have up here at 43.81, right? So these are like your overall daily zones here, like this, right? And then with that information, now we can actually see like, okay, this is what we're working with, right? So it breaks that down a little bit. You drop down to the 4, you look at the 4-hour time frame, you're gonna notice that there's a little bit of resistance coming across here overall. So you could go ahead and start putting like levels here as well, but the thing is this is that it's really rangy coming down. So would you rather just put a bunch of levels here? Because the more you fuck around in this range here, the less the weaker it becomes. So then the weaker these like resistance zones and these the weaker these like resistance zones become, right? Because like you can break the highs and it might have no significant impact, because like you've been making like just a bunch of highs and lows, and there's really nothing stable in this area. Like the more you fuck around and like the more you spend your time in this range here, the more useless it becomes. So would you rather just have like something here and say, okay, when you break this, it breaks structure, or are you more established with structure once it actually breaks above like these highs, let's say, right? So that's usually what I do. Like the longer you spend in the range, like let's say like we were like kind of still here, okay, you know what, or maybe here you just had this move down, right? Like over here, okay, cool, you know what, that's like decent. But then look, as you continue to move, it's like now you have a bunch of highs, lows, highs, lows, highs, lows. And don't get me wrong, it's still holding lower highs, so that's nice. Like it can still continue to do that. But something that's missing is volume, and that's where you're looking like this. The last like 2 weeks, they're just kind of like very choppy, very slow within the ranges, right? So what I'll do is I'll divide it. I'll put something here just to like have that 4 resistance. Understand that, okay, above like 4,200 could be buys, right? So we'll put that there. It's also looking across, like it also kind of lines up with these areas as well. So like above there, and obviously that's not going to be like exactly the zone we'll buy at. I'm pretty sure if it were to come up above there at any given point this week, next month, whenever, we'll start like, you know, looking at the small time frames and such. But just like a general idea of at what point structure kind of breaks, right? And that's like 4,200 for you. So I'll leave that up there. And then now we have even a smaller range, right? So then now instead of like this range being like a 5,000 pip range, this is now only going to be maybe like 3,500, and then the previous range above is 1,400. So it's not bad in terms of ranges and where we are. All right, but yeah, that's not bad in terms of like ranges and where we are, but that kind of helps you identify, okay, we're in this area now, right? So this is our focus, and this is a 3,500 pip range, right? So you can see like let's drop down again. You'll probably get more info on the one, right? You can see the one, like the movement on the 1 hour time frame is, again, it's the same movement still. It's like it's just constant, like higher lows, lower highs, higher lows, lower highs, higher lows, lower highs, higher lows, lower highs, or even not even that. You can probably go on. Here, let's do it this way. This might be easier to see. So you got like these moves down, right? And then you got pullbacks. And then you got these moves down. And then you got some pullbacks, right? And then you got these moves down. And then you got these pullbacks. And then you got these moves down. And then you got these pullbacks. And then you got these moves down. And then you got some pullbacks. And then you got these moves down. And then you got some pullbacks so far, right? So like you can see, it's like a consistent pattern. It's like a move down, pullback, move down, pullback, move down, pullback. Kind of like how it was coming up too. When it was coming up, it was like moving up, pullback, moving up, pullback, right? But it wasn't significant. This move here to end off July or end off June and start off July wasn't that impactful. Like it was a move up, right? But still in the ranges. And I think what was missing this time around was like the liquidity. You're missing like liquidity. So something like this in order to actually give us a bullish move. And then you finally got to move down. You then got all of this that happened, right? So you did come down to a point where it corrected the entire move. So that obviously at some point that just kind of breaks structure. That becomes a bit more bearish. But now if you look at the bearish move here, like what's missing? It's that volume. You need like back-to-back yellows. And you haven't really gone down. Maybe like here is like your biggest drive down right here. But you need something like this to occur like back-to-back. Like you need to see, so this is your biggest move since, right? In this range here. That's like the largest downtrend, right? So far before like pulling back. So you need, like, that's what you want to see. You want to see like a back-to-back yellow, because like the more, like if you just keep getting like yellows and then pinks and then yellows and then pinks, it gets to a point where the cycle is just not doing anything interesting, and you don't want to trade in that cycle. You know how like when you're ranging, right? And then a lot of times like traders like to trade the ranges because it's like, oh yeah, I can just sell at resistance and buy support. And that's not a bad idea, but why don't you just wait for something impactful to happen, like something that like out of the ordinary, instead of like just trying to take the sells at resistance and buy support, because any given point could be a breakout. That's the thing about gold right now, right? Like any given point you could get that volatile push. So like if you were to be patient, you would rather wait for a cycle to shift. Like that's like I'm talking about like these constant cycles there, right? Otherwise it's just constant yellow pinks. And you want to see a yellow. If you get a yellow, that's for the first time in this entire structure that you actually have some volume, because that means that we're actually driving now. And if we're actually driving now, again, that's when the volume comes in, right? So that's kind of what you're missing here. But look, like understanding this, like you already broke the structure, right? This is still bearish, don't get me wrong. It's just that volume that you want to see, right? So then you go back to the daily real quick and you understand the daily. Okay, there's still a little bit of room here. You have been struggling to break these lows for quite a bit. I think this is like 1, 2, 3, 4th time you're coming down towards the lows here, and you're like kind of just struggling. So at any given point, this could also break. But then you question yourself and say, okay, well, what's missing? Like, why isn't it breaking? Is it the volume, or is it top wicks? Is it liquidity? What's missing, right? And that's why July's been kind of slow, because we don't have either of those. We don't have volume, or we don't have the liquidity. If we had something like this to happen in July, okay, cool. Like this, as we're coming down, like we'll have a much more like volatile push probably, and 2, we'll have something more confirmed. Whereas like we're kind of just like sitting here. All right. But yeah, that's the daily, that's the form. That's I just understand that structure that we're in, right? So that's why like don't get too frustrated with yourself, especially if like you know you're trying to pass funds and whatnot this month, because if there's no time limit, you'll be good. Just be patient, and those days where it does move will come. Maybe it'll be today, right? But how much is this range? This range here even is like, this is a 400 range. So yeah, like it's the ranges are good, right? It's just the candle movement and the information we're getting within the ranges are like useless. It's like, you know, nothing's really happening here aside from the range. But again, maybe that'll pick up for the NY session. But yeah, that's kind of where you're at. So if I'm looking for ideas today, I'm pretty sure what we'll still have probably is like the wick entry sell ideas. Like we'll probably still have that. I haven't found that zone as to where yet, but wick entry sell is like kind of how we've been taking the ARA trades in July so far for the most part, just wick entries, because you're just making lower highs, and every time you're making a lower highs is when we're looking for those wick entry sells, right? So where could the wick entry sells be? Let's see. If we were to get a wick entry sell, could it be here? What is that? 4-hour highs. Go to here. Negative 200. Something like that. So yeah, that could be something. There's like some resistance here you can see. Right, nothing too crazy, but you know, decent resistance going across. On the 4, same thing as well. Like I'm just kind of looking at this and this right for now. We can leave like 40.32 for now. I think we had something like there yesterday as well. I'm pretty sure the next zones are more so up here, but that's gonna be like break a structure if that actually does break today. 49.7. So I don't know if I want to take the wick entry sells there, because if that breaks structure, right, it's gonna start looking like this. And if that breaks structure, we still need pullbacks to confirm. Otherwise, it can still be a fake out, which would be nice if that does happen. If you break above, there's no buys there for me. There's a reason we have buys above 4,200, because if you break like 49.7, like it may look like you're breaking structure, but at the same time, it could just be a fake out. Especially if you start shifting back into the ranges here, right? This could just be a fake out. So that's why like you want to, if it does break out, you want to wait for that pullback anyways, and you want to wait for the highs and continuation, and then above 4,200 you can finally get the ideas, right? But you want to let this entire move correct. Maybe wick entry sells up here could be doable as well, still, but so that's a major zone, and that's like the top of the 4-hour range, right? But that's why you want to be careful on the first break above here, because they can just lead to like a fake out, right? You want to see that pull back, and then you want to see it break the highs to confirm at least. And if it is a fake out, then amazing, you know, back below these areas here, there's a high chance that you can actually rip through now. And then that's your daily target likely to be getting filled at 38.69 finally, right? Finally, hopefully. But yeah, that topic will be nice. How much does that move? Like it's going to require a 900 pop, so it's not bad. Price doesn't need to do that. It's not obligated to go up. It can come down as well, right? So that I'm just talking in terms of wick entry sells. Like we'll have like 40.32 for now. We'll see how it goes up, and I might make adjustments on that. But if it just continues down and there's no pullbacks, then just be ready for ideas as well, right? So you have like your next support zones like roughly here. I'm not sure how strong it really is, because this is like the 6th time you're tapping it, and looking at the daily zones, like you've been holding these ranges pretty well, right? I mean, this is the first time you're closing below in the daily, so that's nice. The last time you closed below on a daily coming down was maybe here, and when you did close below, next candle was able to come down towards like 3,800, 3,880, right? After a top wick maybe at like 40, what is this, 40, like 19, 40, 20 zones around there. Yeah, any given point that can still flip and drive, right? But probably gonna wait for some type of range twos, which I'm trying to figure out. But I don't know if we have much here. I know we have this, but I don't want to use anything here. I think we could use maybe here, like around there, 39.45. I'll say if you can break 39.45 and then create structure, like it would be nice if you can get like some type of breaks below. So maybe some drives below would be nice, and then you get some pullbacks. Right, pullback can be to wherever, don't matter, but the steeper the better. And then as you continue to re-break the lows, that's then your continuation. So then we'll end up getting like ideas more so down here, right, after you actually establish that this is broken, because this could break and still fake out. That's why I want that pullback. This can break and then just like start shifting back into the range, right? That could be liquidity. When you look at the higher time frames, right? You go into 4. This is your overall 4 range here. Right? So you got this. This is your area, right? So it can easily just like kind of break below and then shift back into the range. That's a possibility. So it's why like when it does break below, you also want to wait for the pullback to confirm that it's actually holding. And then if that actually holds, then amazing. You'll have like continuation. Otherwise, like you don't want to get caught in a fake out, right? Because if you get caught in a fake out down here, it's like a higher time from fake out. So it's going to be a little more difficult, like as a daily zone, right? It still hasn't tapped that daily zone if it is a fake out, but you know, if I'm gonna wait for something below, it's likely gonna be after some structure at least. So yeah, just like same ideas like throughout last week, and so like just wick entry sells. If you were to pop up, let's see what 32 looks like on the way up here, because it might be adjusted, to be honest. I think it's a little too close to the highs that you just made. So I'll delete it for now. But yeah, well, I'll figure it out throughout the session. Maybe 92 could be doable still. See, it really depends on how like fast it drives up, how rapidly it goes up, right? I mean, it's a 900 pip pop too, so it's going to be quite a bit anyways, but it depends on like how it comes up, whether there's structure or not. That really matters for the wick entry sells. But yeah, worst case, we can also just get continuations right below 49.45 after some structures being created, so more so below like 3900. And that is it for the NY session. All right, chat. I think that's pretty straightforward. Let me try to fix my camera real quick, and then should be good. Okay. Hello? Oh. Must be a runner. But yeah, chat, that was the analysis, okay? That's what we're gonna look for today. So that's pretty straightforward. We also took a trade during late New York yesterday. It wasn't Asian. Asian was out for hockey, but late New York, we got a lecandle fill. That lecandle fill we're looking at, it didn't happen until like I think 2-ish p.m. But yeah, that's about it. But yeah, I labeled it in the journal. I labeled it all the devious 01 trades that we take off stream. It's all gonna be labeled for now here, like until I get a new spreadsheet that will like kind of divide it up. So there'll be filters, ways to like filter out devious 01 trades versus stream trades. But yeah, I just labeled this for now, just to keep track of it. And then we get that new spreadsheet. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Let's see, some volume. My mic is good or not? Okay. Henzo, you good, Mud? You crashed now on Evander. What did he do? You good, Mud? What's up, Orchid? What's up, Anton? Lego. What's up, P9? Spain versus Argentina. What are your thoughts, fam? Spain or Argentina? I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna cheer for Messi. Hey, it's a nice volume. So we gotta wait out. We gotta wait another 380 pips. So everyone hands in the air. Don't take any positions. Nah, but yeah, we won't got anything until 49.45 chat. And even after 49.45, I'm gonna need some pullbacks, right? So I'm gonna have to let this drop, but the faster it drops, the better. And it's pretty early still, 8:40, and you have some volume already, so that's very good. So let's see. Maybe we can get early trades today. Maybe before 10. Let me just mark this up on MT5. I can see what's up here, but 30, 38, 69. $39.45. $39.45. 40.92. $42.32. $43.81. I got Messi, man. I think Messi's gonna do it. I don't think it's gonna be one of those comeback ones. I think it's gonna be off the gate. It's gonna be 2-0. I think 2 mil Argentina. Who knows? Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it'll cinema, you know? Who knows? It's a World Cup. Shit happens. Shit happens. Oh, we're pushing. Let's see how much we gotta wait for. Another 200, so halfway of that already. I think these two counts were like 110. So very good. Very good volume. Very good. $15 closure in about a minute, guys. $15 closure. Yeah, this is a nice drop. Nice drop. 200 pips. I got delete trades taken. That was from yesterday, guys. I update the stuff. Trades. What's your strat? Support and resistance, market structure, candle reading. Just combining those throughout all time frames from like the monthly all the way to the minute, and that's pretty much how I trade. Like everything you see on my screen is all I really have on my trades. But yeah, candle theories, like just understanding. Candle theory is just like understanding candles. Like, you know, if we were to draw like any candle on the 4-hour time frame, like we'll be able to identify how it looks on the small time without like having to actually like, you know, go on a small time frame, just like understanding like the movements of that, right? Like for instance, it's pretty straightforward, nothing crazy, but you open up bottom wick first, you create a high, then you pull back, and that's what's gonna make you this candle. Same lows, same highs, same closure, same opening, right? So then you get to understand like the structure that's actually making, and then you have a better idea of like what the next candle will do, right? If it closes bullish here, next candle likely is to continue up to fill the wick, and then this next candle here, bottom wick, and then just continuation up. Right, that's kind of it. And then you kind of just, since now you have two 4-hour candles, that's an 8-hour candle, and then you can kind of see like for on the 8-hour time frame, right? Let's say just around time frame. You know, I don't use the 8-hour time frame, but like you can understand now, like, okay, this is how the 8-hour time frame looks. Like all that happened really was like you had to move up, you had to pull back, and you got continuation. So this is the move, and that's the structure. That's the higher low, right? So it's just like stuff like that. Understand candles, and then form resistance, you know, that just goes on with this. And then market structure is also within this too. Like this is a higher low, and that's pretty much it. The only pattern or like type of recognition that we do maybe is like the leg candle. The leg candle is like a certain candle formation that we look for, but aside from the leg candle, I think the rest is just understanding, like, you know, market structure, areas that you can react at, areas that you can reject at, pull back at, areas that you can range at, and then understanding that gives you an understanding of like market cycles. So whether we're in a drive cycle, a range cycle for this quarter, this day, this month, whatever it is, time frame you're looking at, or this liquidity cycle, right? There's 3 market cycles, and then that's pretty much it. But if I were to simplify it, market structure. Market structure. Let me know what the mic stops again, I'll fix it. We have no news there, I guess. Orange folders, 10 a.m. That's about it though. There's some good volume though. Let's see if it can continue, right? It can also be short-lived, hopefully not. So far from being short-lived because still moving here. But remember the 2 yellow concept, right? From the morning analysis, if you get back-to-back yellow or back-to-back yellows, amazing. That's a red card, but back-to-back yellows that we drew out this morning on the, in terms of understanding like the drive and pullbacks, that's gonna be some volume coming in. That's gonna be something that's like out of the ordinary finally. What's up, GMT? Some glitching. 82,000 traders online right now. Nice. Re-breaking the lows here. Let's see. Can it drive down another 230? 230, then I would assume like in these areas here, you're gonna get quite a bit of reactions. Or some type of reaction there, right? And if you do, as you continue to pull back, or if you get a pullback in that blue zone, if you can come down to the bottom of that blue zone, more so towards like 3908 and then pull back, that'll be even better. But yeah, I want to see a reaction to confirm that this isn't gonna be a fake out on the first breakout, right? So like this is gonna be the first breakout of these lows there. So if it does break out, then I want to confirm that it's not gonna be a fake out. So I want to see it come down and then pull back, right? And as it re-breaks with the lows, that's gonna be when we're looking for sells. So almost there, but it's gonna require a little more patience, right? At least another 200 pips, I'll say 200-300 pips. What's up, Wicked? And let's see if we also get the wick entry sells, where could I be, right? Because now we actually came down lower than earlier compared to where we were earlier. If it came up within the first move, but now it's like it broke the lows. If it comes up, we get one here. What is this zone? Is this even something? Daily. Not bad. I mean, it's gonna require quite a bit, but interest move up. Let's see. I'll leave something along these areas for now. But not a bad week, chat. We had like 3 trades this week, you know? Not too bad. I think overall for this week we are at we're at 1% really. And for the month of July, we're at 1.9%. A little slower start, but again, I think July just picked up like yesterday, or was it Wednesday? No, yesterday. All right, this Thursday. That was the most volatile candle so far in July. I think the other one was maybe July 13 for like 1,000. Yesterday's was 900. Yeah, so yesterday's and July 13. This week though was the most volatile week of the month, so not until the third week, not until the third week of the month where things started picking up. So if you survive the first half of the month, right, now you get the rest of the month to trade with better volatility, better volume, so better decision making. When will it take a trade? Once it drops like roughly like 300 pips, 350, like in this blue zone, and I want to see a reaction. I don't know if it's gonna react even, right? It might not even reject. It might come straight through. If it does, then that's fine. Below 3909 probably we'll look for continuation. I want to see something pulling back. Doesn't have to, but that's what I want to see to confirm that this isn't a fake out. And once you actually get a pullback and a continuation below, that's, you know, where our sells are going to be. But yeah, I just want to see that pullback. If it comes straight through, we might just be able to miss out on this entire range, and then the first pullback we can get wick entry sells anyways. Because if it comes down without creating structure, then, you know, same thing as yesterday and the day prior, we just wait for the wick entry sells. Yeah, that's the plan. That is the plan. We waiting for rest now. We know it sells, right? What do you mean? Like the rest? Yeah, I want this to drop. I don't know if it's gonna go down from here. Like looking at price, it looks great to come down, and we do have plans to take sells, but I need this to come down past these zones and then pull back, because anywhere in the blue zone could be a reaction zone, right? And I don't have any like continuation sells from where we are right now, because I didn't get any liquidity or anything to confirm it. If like before you came down here, because this move down is more so of a confirmation to show that we're continuing down for me, right? But if you were earlier to like maybe come up here like this and then come down, okay, cool, you know, like I'll be a lot more interested in taking this, because then this would have confirmed it for me. But with where you are, like unless it pulls back or something, breaks the highs and continues to come back down, then I can look for sells here. But the only other option, if it just drives straight from down from here now without pulling back, is going to be the pullbacks in the blue zone, right? Which means I'm going to have to watch that drop down. So it could be, we could end up getting sells in this area, but with where we are right now and like where the lower highs are being made and the structure, like I don't have much information to confirm that right now. Because this can also just still rip back up to the top of the range like this, right? That's a possibility. So that's what I mean, but I don't know where it's gonna go. I do know where it's gonna go once it actually breaks the lows, pulls back, and then as soon as it re-break, I'll know where it's gonna go then, right? In terms of like confirmation and probability, high chance to continue down now because we survived the pullbacks. But there's been no pullbacks, right? And this is only the first move of the day too, or right? Like this is the day just started, right? So you have a lot of range if you were to come down, and a lot of it's not even 9 a.m. yet. You have a 4-hour closure right now, right? 4-hour closes, and then NYSE in 30 minutes too. So I wouldn't trip over these moves. It's only like 300 pips to go, so it's not too bad, right? It's not like we gotta wait like 1,000 pips or anything. I think for the wick entry selves, it might be 1,000 pips, yeah, but or 800 pips. So that's pretty far still, but this is pretty close. Yeah, the retest, yeah, basically the retest. But after filling the ranges, after it moved down. I have 2 songs playing. Oh. Oh, what the hell? My bad. It's not even playing on my, for me though. Should be fixed out. Now I was playing that OK song over and over again. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. One minute. What's up, Reggie? Just rag. Countless like setting up for a bloodbath. Yeah, looking good. Until you can finally break the lows too, man. Weekly leg candle fill about to be filled here as well, right? The yellow line, I'm pretty sure, is a weekly leg candle. So yeah, 180 more pips, chat, before a pullback, and then a little more waiting after that for the pullback and all of that. The thing is, if it's a slowdown area here, it could also just slow down here too, right? That's why it's called like a reaction area, because the price will make a decision where it wants to go from there. But if it breaks through, pulls back and all of that, should be set. Should be set. If there's no pullbacks, chat, remember, we're taking the wick entry sells once it actually does come down towards like 38.69 or 38.70, right? Wherever it decides to pull back at. But if it just rips through like the blue zones, you don't need to get the continuation of sells, right? Like where the pullback occurs and the re-break, you don't need to take the sells there. if it rips through, if it's here, I won't do it. But if it rips through here and it pulls back, first initial reaction, we can get the first initial reaction wick entry sell. Looking for price to make a higher low to continue up, or if we get the wick entry sells, lower highs to continue down, right? So in both situations, you'll be set, you'll be Gucci. Turn down the music, or is it too loud for you? What's that? Negative 30 decibels. Let's see, maybe I'll put 20, 26. Or no. I'll put it down 35. There we go. A little better. At $5 a decibel. This is way better than a lo-fi though. The lo-fi was fucking shit. The lo-fi was like putting you to sleep. Your thumbnail? Well, nice. You know, maybe look a little less AI-ish. Probably a little less AI-ish. A little too AI. I know it was AI, but it just looked a little too AI. Oh, you got a pullback here before coming down to the blue zone. Okay. All right, T. All right, T. So if you get a pullback from here, where could the wick entry sell be? Could it still be 45.3? Because if remember the two yellow things, we only got one yellow, right? It's the same concept stuff. It could be a pink zone right afterwards for the pullback area. Like this is, I wouldn't really say this is a nice move down, but that wasn't bearish enough. Like maybe you have a back-to-back yellow, right? Another account coming down like this through the blue zone, then the wick entry sells could be more valid, because you only want to take wick entry sells whenever it's like really trending, right? Because in the pullback, you know, you're looking for lower highs to continue down. The other option for the wick entry sells is liquidity to continue down, because those lower highs, it's like small time frame positions, right? It's more of like you're trending, lower highs continue down, lower highs continue down. Those are your wick entry sells. But the other idea could also be like a liquidity move, which is like, let's say you were driving down and then you started ranging, and then now you have like resistance, you have support, the first breakout above the range, that is likely to be a lower high to come down, make a higher low to continue up, or to fake out, right? Either way. And then that's the other idea. So then like, where is that going to be on price right now is the question, right? Is it 5.3? Is it 92? If you go on a small time frame, you got this right here. This is a lower, this could be a lower high too. If you can hold this, that could still continue down. This is a lot better too, because now you have a bit more information, right? But I think still, chat, like for us to get these sells coming in this range here, I'm gonna need to see like something like this to occur. If you can do something like that and fake back into the range, I don't see why we can't just take the sells below here later on. That'd be nice. You get this over with as well, those highs. And we'll look for sells back below like 39.69, 39.70s, 39.80s. Right, we gotta see how it comes down and how far this actually comes up, if it does come up. But yeah, this is some more information, so that's good. But to take the sells from here, no, I needed that to come up at least more than that. If this came into the blue zone and then reacted like the way it did, then you know, this is great, you know. and now it's just a matter of like whenever you decide to rebreak the lows, that's continuation, but you're still above the blue zone, so that could still react on a higher time frame. So a little more waiting. Jazz. Let's see. Oh, I think I played this before. The AI one, right? Nah, it was too low core, so I need some like lit shit, you know. I need some like, that's too low. I don't want. The jazz one's a little too quiet, just a little too quiet. I need some, you know, this is a good balance though. This is like kind of chill, but also kind of. At one point I was listening to no music, like just like straight charts. Just me and my thoughts. Me and my mind. Five let incoming. Do. Hey, isn't F1 practice happening right now? Okay, Pencil. Oh, okay. $82,000 traders online today on a Friday. It's pretty good. You reckon it'll revisit 3980 before dropping at 3940 and lower? I mean, 3980 is not too far. It's. I don't think it'll have that much of an impact to say yes or no. So yeah, like, I don't think that's too hard to reach. 3980 is like right there on the re-break. I don't know if it'll. Wait, you're asking because you're in buys there? I don't know. I'm not too sure. Like, I think if it breaks through here, there's a chance that it can also just come up to the highs here still. You know what I mean? And this is the first move down since the first move up. So you had this move down, and this is the first move up, and this is the first move down since the move up. So this can still be a higher low. And if it re-breaks that, yeah, you can probably come up towards like 80, back to 80s, back to 85s, like these areas. And then I'm not too sure what happens there. But yeah, if it breaks that, then up here. And if it comes up towards here, I'll start looking for sells below here. So if it were to come back down, we'll start looking towards those ideas. But yeah, I think it's possible if you come up to re-break. I'm not too sure though. This could just be a lower high and then it could just rip, right? But I think that's what I mean by like, I don't think it has like a, in terms of like, I didn't know you were in a position, but if we weren't in a position and just look at it from what it is, like, I'll say yeah, because I don't think it has any significant impact whether it comes up in, because it's just in the middle of these areas, right? Like the higher time frame zones, like that's where I'll kind of have more of a sense for like where it's gonna go before it goes another direction, or at least with how price is lining up in the last 2 weeks, right? Like the daily zones, like how this is the middle of nowhere and there's a high chance you can reach into these areas before like starting a range between 30 or 42, 32 and 38.69, right? So like I have a sense for like, okay, like we'll find ways to figure out, you know, how that daily can come down, such as leg count on the weekly and such. But when you ask about like small time from like about a price point, sometimes I don't always have an answer because I don't have much info from price action to give me. Don, the levels we have here are same as someone who is swing trader. They are that strong. Are you looking to shift to swing trading? No. Well, yeah, I'm open to swing trading for sure, but I don't think anytime soon I'll swing trade. I think if I swing trade, it's gonna be a while. But usually I'll talk about it, you know, and then I'll look at it for a little bit. So that's like a year process at least. So I haven't even started that process of swing trade. I have, again, like chat, there's no cap whenever I say like I'm using every time frame, the monthly. So sometimes I might have monthly areas, but for a specific idea to kind of lead me and guide me to those scalps, right? That's kind of how I'm using the higher time frames. So yeah, like sometimes, like for instance, like the daily zones, it could be, they're monthly levels, right? It's like, this is a big range. This is a 5,000 pip range. Like, why do you need to know that we're in this range to take a 10 pip move down? Well, because that's what's gonna guide me, right? That's gonna help me get to the ideas. That's gonna make me understand why like this blue zone could be important, because this is the first time you're breaking below here after 3 attempts. You know, stuff like that. It just kind of adds up the confluences. So like, you know, the more time frames you utilize, the better. Why not? But yeah, they could be higher time frame zones. Sometimes I might not use the daily. Like the last 2 weeks, I've been focused on these daily areas, but I think before, like last month or the month before, like depending on where price is, sometimes we can start the day off with the 1 hour time frame and that's it, right? But there's usually like a cycle, you know, where we cycle through the same ideas for a week or two until that move is over with, and then that just kind of helps us guide that entire week or that entire month of trade, right? Like this entire year so far, if you look at it, like we've taken like maybe like 90% sells, right? But if you look at the year, it's like, why did we take 90% sells? Because this year has just been coming down, you know what I mean? So like we're just kind of following that structure. There at one point we were looking at the leg candle here on the weekly, or no, at one point we were looking at this leg candle and then you filled it and then you got another leg candle. So at one point we used that to help us guide, right? So we use this to help us guide, we use this to help us guide, and now we're using that daily zone to help us guide. So it's just like depends on where you are, but it's not the same zones and levels every day or ideas every day. That's gonna kind of change, right? As we get more price action, more movement. Do you look at correlations like indices, are symbols versus gold? No, I just look at gold straight up. Like I don't look at DXY or any of that. No, I used to, but gold kind of tells me everything I need to know because the price action is there. Or even like news, like someone made a comment like, yo Don, you need to understand news. Like you need to understand what's going on in like, you know, like how things around the world affect gold. And I understand that. But when it comes to a point where I'm looking for a closure above the range, like that has nothing to do with news, right? Like I'm keeping news in the back of my mind. Like, okay, yeah, like price will reflect it at the end of the day. Whatever news comes out, like whatever happens, like news comes out positive, negative, like it's all up to price to reflect those numbers. So once those numbers actually come out, we'll see. It's not every time where, let's say, gold comes out positive or US comes out positive and gold drops. Sometimes like numbers come out positive for $1, dollar is strong, and then gold also comes up as well. It doesn't always correlate like that. So you gotta wait to see like how price actually reflects to those numbers that come out. And then, you know, when it comes to price action, we're just utilizing that volume that came out during news to get us to our price action ideas. So let's say there's news today, and let's say we have like right now, I'm saying like I'm looking for sells into the blue zone. If news comes out and it rips us down into the blue zone, I'm not gonna take a sell right just because it's news. Remember, the price action idea is we need a pullback, right? So I'll let price drop for news, pull back, and if that news is just a whipsaw, then we'll see as a whipsaw, we'll see the candle flip, right? We won't be in positions. But let's say it comes down, pulls back, and then later on, like, you know, 10 minutes after news, 20 minutes after news, it starts to rebreak the lows. That's gonna be a continuation of that news move, right? It's all delayed. Like all indicators and like stuff like that is always going to be delayed. So I think for me, preferably, I like to trade with what's in front of me, with what I see, right? And gold kind of gives me those ideas. But yeah, like news is just, news will come out, but it's just how it reflects in the charts is what I'm looking at. Because like, look, yo, when you go and backtest, right? Or when you go and look left at like clean traffic, are you gonna look left and be like, that was a news drop? You're gonna look at that candle like, oh yeah, that is a bearish candle that filled the range. So then this time around, you're looking for the same type of movement, but you're not gonna look at the candle and be like, oh yeah, that was news, because like, you know, it's like it already passed. But when news comes out, the moment it comes out, it's already passed automatically. Yeah, I'm new here. Please tell me how much gold I should buy. Hey man, can you it's an English only chat, brother. But I'm not looking to buy gold right now. What's up, A11CS? When we had a crazy gold swing trade, yeah, we tried swing trading a little bit, maybe like 2 attempts in 24, 23. I think we'll swing one day again. I don't know when, but I'm always open to that. Okay. Hey. CPI news. CPI was this week, right? It was lit. It was lit, but it was short-lived. Chat, who's watching that third place game? You guys excited the FIFA World Cup third place game? Is this the first year they're doing a third place game? Or has that always been a thing? W price. No, nothing else aside from EU. Yeah, EU would be nice. If I could trade EU, shit man, we're gonna use a full lot every time. Tell, maybe like yesterday before I went to go play hockey in real life. I actually wasn't gassed yesterday. Usually I've been gassed like lately when I played. Other sports, like I run every now and then, but not like that consistent. I mean, gym. Is gym a sport? I haven't played volleyball in a minute. I actually wanted to start playing baseball. Soccer I'll play too, but I don't got a team. Underwater cave diving. Solo against the wall. That's how it beat up. We used to play against like the brick walls in school. Just put 2 backpacks. That's your net. I keep thinking your name says CFX. Controller FX. Controller FX. Dun, 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 dun. This is the kind of thing you want here? No, I need to come down a little more, or a lot more. I don't think that made like a dent. I want that to happen, but more so here. So you'll see it if it does happen. Like if it does happen, I'll point it out again, because how much more impactful it's gonna look compared to like this. This is good though. Don't get me wrong. It's, you know, it's better than nothing. Better than like no structure coming down, but it's more significant than that I want to see. I'm from Canada, man. I am Viet Canadian. What's up, the week? Back-to-back Viets in the chat. How are we, bro? We are waiting for this volume to come in. NYC in 5 minutes, guys. Could be something in 5 minutes. You're Viet too? Say something. Xin chào. All right. Say something else. Could it fill in $39.90 before it drops? I think someone else asked that question earlier too, or they asked about 80. But yeah, it's a possibility. I think this is just like still kind of a range here. You know what I mean? Kind of still a range here. It could fill and not drop even, right? It can fill 90 and not drop. But yeah. It's all on the table. It's all open. It's open to do whatever it wants to do until you get that confirmation that it shows you where it's gonna go, right? It could be anything. It's a Friday, right, chat? Yeah, last day of the week. So Friday, and then we're on to that's the third week of the month. Third week, and then the last week's a half week or something like that, right? And then a new month, just like that. The NYC's give confirmation. I think it'll, I don't know. It's NYC, whether it will give us volume is what I look for. But it could also just be dead and flat and dry. So we gotta see how it comes out, right? We can't just think. We gotta wait and see how it comes out. And once it comes out, we'll see how that reflects on to price action. But yeah, I'd like to see it drop or move up. Something. Movement will be good for NYSE. 30 minutes gonna close weak bullish below this range here, so still holding that structure. Just a range now too. Small range though, at least for now. Bullish. This week just flew by. Yeah, it did. This week flew by. There's a full week too. No bank holidays or anything. What's up, Spaceman? Oh, here we go. NYSE. Could it be movement? Lots of blue zones here, chat, but Bitcoin's bullish right now? Is it? Let's see. It better not be a 1 minute candle, eh? What's Bitcoin at? BTC USD. It is ranging. Wick sells area. Wick sells area. Wait, where are my zones? No, they were here. Wick sells area for now. It's 4039 is what I got for now. Until we get more information here. Until we get more movement. But yeah, I'm gonna like we still need to let this drop. Not too bad actually. It's probably like on the re-breakout lows, maybe another 240 pips at least. Gotta watch it drop down from where we are, maybe 300. But yeah, I just need some movement. And based on where it goes down to is gonna be important, right? Whether it rejects the top of the blue range, the bottom of the blue range, or it might not even reject, it might just push through, right? That's gonna kind of give us the ideas. But I would imagine like these areas could be like a decision zone for price. What's up, Enzo? How first time it is giving closure below 6-7, so this can be fake out or not. How to notice? I think when it comes to when it comes to this, I think if this is the range and this is the first time it's breaking below, just wait for structure. Just structure. The only reason I don't have sells in this area is because I didn't get some type of structure. That's really it. Like this, you can say this is like structure on a small time frame, which it could be, right? But part of that is also because my like on the daily, like this is where it's a bit choppy at. So that's why like I don't have anything going on here. The only way I can get in sells here is if I have something significant. So I wouldn't say like this pullback here is like higher time frame, significant movement. It's kind of just, you know, it's like decent structure. If it goes down, we'll let it drive. But if you come up like this, and then you start shifting back to the range, like I'll be a lot more interested in taking the sells here, because then that daily heavy zone will be less heavy because you did reject it. And then if you come back down for what's the reason? I don't know, right? You have some structure, amazing, those are your sells, right? So that's kind of how you'll know. But like in terms of like small time frame, like yeah, it could hold on a small time frame, but you gotta look at the higher time frame too of where you are, and it gets a bit like, you know, unpredictable here. You need something that actually gives you that predictability, which would be that top wick. So that's why like today I was like, I gotta let this drive down, you know, I gotta let this fill this entire range before I start hunting. How's the price action compared to last year? More tricky? I don't think so. I think price action this year, it's a little more slow to start the year off. Like you're not really in like last year. I think you had more drive cycles. Mainly because like if you look at the monthly, like you're just driving up. So in terms of like directional, you're driving. So it was just constantly buys. But I think this year we're more so like range / liquidity cycle. I think range still, but this is like your range, right? So it could be tricky if you don't adapt, or if you don't understand maybe different market cycles. So if you're looking for the same trades you took last year in a drive cycle, this year in a range cycle, it may be more difficult compared to adapting to taking trades in a range cycle, right? Higher time frame, obviously, so it's, you know, it could still drive on a small time frame like it has been this year, driving down. But I wouldn't say it's tricky. I think it's just maybe not the same movement as last year. I think the last 2 years have just been drives. The last time you range like this was maybe like, this is the first time you pull back this much after a bullish move since like maybe 1981, right? and then 2012. But this is the biggest pullback so far, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is the biggest pullback by far. But yeah, this is the first time you're ranging since like 2022. So 2022 all the way until like 2024, 25, right? It was just one constant market cycle. But now that's starting to switch, it looks like this. I wouldn't say it's tricky. Oh wow, correcting quick. Very nice. Look, you tap into 80s, yo. So whoever had those positions at 80s and 90s, look, you're back into profit. Congratulations. But yeah, chat, we can get wick entry sells too, right? Look how fast this move up is. It's a lot quicker than this move down, you know what I mean? So if this can come up another like 400 pips here, I don't see why not. And someone's gonna probably say now, oh, this is news counter, right? Let me see. Maybe this is news. But that's the thing. You don't need to know that whether it's news or not to look at price action, right? We didn't know it was gonna go up either, but we also didn't know that it was gonna go down. But now we have actual information, something that's more significant than the move down earlier, right? But maybe this is news. You know what I mean? Could be news. Maybe it hasn't came out yet, but price action kind of gives you that answer. And in 20 minutes, chat, you have news. You have your orange folder news. Orange folders. And look, now you actually have a top wick too, right? So this is not bad. Like if this were to come back down and flip below 49.45, man, you just need small time from pullback and you'll be set to take those continuations, because this is actually decent pullback, right? You see how much more significant that is now compared to like this earlier. So whenever it comes to like a higher time frame support, you want to look for something more significant. Whenever it's like a small time frame zone, you don't need that much of a significant pullback or a push up to confirm or anything, right? But in this case, like it's again off of a pretty heavy area on the daily, right? So you really want something to confirm that. Not bad though. This is how much of a push was this? This is 370. So it's not bad. What do you guys think, chat? Yeah, I think this year's more tricky than last year. I think if you started trading in like 2022, 23, 20, or not even, maybe like last year, you know, last year and this year, you might find this year more difficult. But I think if you've been through like different market cycles, you can go through any cycle after that. It's just adaptation, right? So, but I think if you're newer, maybe it could be a little different because this is the first time you're seeing like this type of range movement, maybe, right? But that's just experience, really, because you're gonna range again in the future. You're gonna drive again in the future, anyways, right? So, you know, it's better to have it earlier on in your career, understand that structure, then later on, like as years go on, you just kind of add on to each year, right? Add on to each structure. Like, oh, 2023 was a drive, 2024 was a drive, 2025 was a drive, 2026 was a range, and then, you know, 2027 was, let's say, a drive or liquidity, and then you kind of just drive, range, liquidity, 2022, 2021, 2023, 2027. And as you build like your experience, you now have different type of market structure or cycles, right? So you actually understand them now, but that's gonna have to come with experience. Drinking coffee. Went from looking for 10 pips. Yeah, that's another thing too with these market cycles. Like, yeah, definitely, like you 10 pips is like a pip nowadays. 5 pips is 50 pips is 5, right? Same with stops too. Our new 2,000 pip stops are equivalent to like having a 100 pip stop at one point, or 200 pip stops at one point. But then you just adjust. What do you guys usually know what's trade on Fridays? Fridays is just another day. Friday is just another day. When you take a loss, the next day is a new week. It doesn't have to be a Monday. I don't know. It's just another day. Friday, Monday, it's all the same. That's all the same. Or approach it the same way. Like there shouldn't be any like type of fear on a Friday or a Monday or like Wednesday or like Tuesday, Thursday, right? It's like you come with the same approach every day. Like in terms of market results and waiting for the same playbook. It doesn't matter what day it is, because you'll be able to identify the market that day, right? Like, oh, Monday was like a drive, today is like a range, or a liquidity cycle. So you just base it off of your playbook. But if you come with the same approach every day with your strategy every day, you shouldn't really fear any day. It's all the same. It's just another day. Friday could be some days rangy. Fridays could be sometimes volatile. Same goes with Wednesdays. Wednesday can be rangy. Wednesday can be volatile. Like same goes with any other day of the week. But you will make that. You will see what's gonna happen when you approach it with your strategy, right? If you approach a Monday and Friday in terms of like, oh, it's a new week. Let me go ham on a Monday. Let me finish off strong on a Friday. Like you're mentally just approaching it different. So you're gonna see things a little differently now. You're gonna see things more forceful. But if you approach it the same way every day, it's like you're not approaching anything Tuesday with a different with anything different, or Wednesday or Thursday. It's each day. It's the same process, right? Wake up, mark up, use the same strategy to mark up your levels, use the same strategy for your TP, use the same strategy for your stop loss every single day. You know what I mean? But I don't know who started that rumor of like, don't trade Mondays and Fridays. I think it's just like some type of I don't know what's the right word for it, unwritten rule or something. I just every day is the same. I think my best days are Fridays. Like at one point we took a lot of drawdown on Thursday, but that didn't change my approach on Thursdays. Right? Yeah, my best day is Friday. Or the most trades I get are on a Friday. Second most is like Tuesday, then Wednesday. But yeah, at one point I had a lot of drawdown on Thursdays. Remember? Back-to-back Thursdays, drawdown. But that didn't stop me from approaching it any different. Because then that's just a fear. It's like, oh shit, like I gotta really like make sure I lock in on Thursday. Like you don't need to lock in on Thursday. Just approach it the same way. Because now you're just like testing yourself to like do something different or unique on a Thursday, when like in reality, like price is just being priced, you just happen to go on drawdown for Thursdays. But if you don't let that go, you're always going to be fearful of that day, and it's just a constant loop, constant cycle. Or like whatever day you got, right? Like everyone has like a day where it's like you might feel for a little bit that you're not the best with, but in reality it's all the same. Propaganda. Yeah, deadass. Don't trade Mondays to Fridays. Marcus manipulating you. Hold on, chat. I'm gonna get some water. Be right back. It looks like we have some volume here, so don't go anywhere. Can I download the playbook in somewhere? Yeah, go to admeast.com. The old one and the new one are both there. Back in 2020, 122, what steps did you take to improve your strategy and still more confidence moving forward to be more consistent? Back in 21, 22, I think still like taking my time with it. Like I think even in 21, 22, like sample sizing, like live sample sizing instead of like back testing helps. And because that's what I still do today as well. Like I don't back test. I just sample size. Like, you know, like spend every day in the charts. Let's say there's a play that we're looking for, you know, spend some time looking at it for a couple months. I think 21, 22 is the same. That's how we got to a point where we started taking like fake outs, and then we started like introducing whatever we did, like even the 5-minute timer, we started introducing that. It took some time to introduce that. So yeah, I think that just kind of helps, because then that's the formula, right? Like you sample size, and then once you have enough data, you take positions on it or use it as part of your strategy, and then that's just a rinse and repeat. But that's like the formula, right? So if you're on the charts every day, you're just naturally going to be more consistent as well. So then you'll naturally find more setups and more ideas as you go on. You might not find anything. Like when you try to sit there and force ideas, like, oh, what, I need to add into my playbook, like you're not going to find anything. It just needs to come with like time. And the only way it can come if you're showing up every day. You show up every day, eventually these setups just come to you naturally. Or like you start noticing that you're taking losses in a certain type of area, and then maybe that is a type of like market cycle, you know, something. Like you start to realize these things over time. Like I didn't understand market cycles until like 6 years in, until I started realizing that, oh shit, every April I'm a little more slow. Oh shit, every, let's say January I start off a little more shaky, or February I have a shaky month, right? And then you start to understand, like, okay, you look back at those times and like, what market cycle was it? What was the conditions? And then that's how I came up with market cycles. But yeah, I think nothing like crazy in 21, 22. I think just showing up and sample sizing. Because confidence just comes from journaling and being there. And that comes with time, right? Dear analysis, GBP USD. Wait, Price, why don't you trade GBP USD and not your USD instead of your USD? You don't like GBP? GBP USD looks like one big range here. Damn, this is ranging since the year it was born. This is one entire range. I see why. Oh wow, how much is this? 167 pips. I'm not too sure. I think structure-wise it's bullish. I'm not sure. It looks like, yeah, like structure-wise it's bullish. It's holding these for now, or it's breaking into the range for now, but it's still holding these higher lows here, right? So as long as those highs hold, any given point it can still come up. But is that enough confluence to say it's gonna go up, right? This is the pullback area, and you can probably look for like wick entry ideas, to be honest, for the first initial reaction, because this pullback, this move down doesn't look like it has any pullbacks up before going down. You haven't gone like this yet. If you do get that, and then that's over with, you can't really take that. But I think wick entry ideas going up for lower highs would be nice, because if it were to break the structure, I'm pretty sure you get some structure like this to come down, right? But yeah, that's kind of where we're at with GBP USD. Car right now, I haven't told anyone what car I've had for a minute. Ever since the tracking situation, I just don't really want to share what cars I got or anything. It's the nature of humans. When things go left, blame it on everything but themselves. Yep. Then they start blaming like markets, right? Like someone that's manipulating the markets. And that's fine. You know, at one point, actually, I don't know if I ever thought that, to be honest. I think that's what a lot of people say. So you can get like influenced to think like that easily. But I don't know. Like if you were to get off chat, how I look at it is like if you were to get off social media and get off everyone's ideas or videos and what's telling you what to do in trading, and you were to look at the charts for what it is, what would you do? You'll be free. You won't have no restrictions on what you could do, what you can't do. You'll be free to trade however strategy you want, to use whatever stop loss you want, whatever take profit you want. You don't need to take a trade to to prove that you can trade or can't trade, or you need to pass this, pass that, make a certain percentage by this day, by that day to prove to this and that. Like you're just free. So then you're trading with the best ability because there's nothing forceful that you're doing. You're just going off of like what you see day in day. Right? But if you all of a sudden like when you're on socials, you're more influenced to a lot of things, more prone to doing certain things that others might be doing, which is not a bad thing. I think like the best version of yourself trading is always going to be like without any distractions, right? I don't know, try it out, chat. Have you guys ever been like off socials media and just trade with what you see and just journal, like do just, you know, not try to find answers from anything or Google or anything, just like look at the charts for what it is and journal everything you notice. Or if you haven't, tried it out for a little bit, you know, you will feel a little more free from like restricted strategies. What was the news? I don't know if there was news. But you did have a spike randomly. What time is it? You had a spike earlier at like 9:35 NYSE open. Probably could be with that too. NYSE open, right? But yeah, chat. Look, you have a high still. Remember, like we're still looking for ideas below 45, right? But if this flips and these are lower highs, if it doesn't flip, then you could correct this entire move. And if you do correct the entire move, could we get wick entry sells? Did we have a 44 yesterday? No, yesterday we had an 07. Yeah, so it definitely won't be an 07 because 07 is right here. If this comes up again, I think what we'll use is we'll use more so between 53 and 39. So if this does come up like this, we're gonna have to watch it drive up first, but it's not too bad. It's like 500 pips. And then between here is what we're looking for wick entry sells for the first initial reaction to continue up or to continue down, because it can still be a fake out. But if you get a wick entry, you're looking for the first initial reaction. So the way it comes up is really going to matter, and you don't want to see pullbacks on the way up. If you do get pullbacks on the way up, like let's say you come up and then you pull back, then you will be able to identify if it's a fake or not if it continues. But let's say it's not, and it comes back up like this, that's a higher low. Could you still use these zones? No, you're gonna have to move it. Next one I think is up at 90, up here in these areas, right? So we'll let that drive up, and then we'll look for the other wick entry buy up, sell up there. But if it is a fake out, right, then it's a fake out. It'll come back into the range, and then we'll start looking for sells. Probably wait for more structure as well, but nothing too crazy. Then we'll wait for sells below 49, 45, right? Because then now this is like a lower high, and this is a fake out. But I don't think we're going to be part of the fake out though. because this can still easily flip or easily drive up and correct, right? This move here isn't gonna establish enough of a bearish move, so it can easily correct. If this move happened like from here and here, like it was coming down from all the way up here, then there's a high chance that, yeah, this can still be lower high zones, but this whole thing only starts from there, and that can still be corrected. Thank you, man. Every year you have new strategy? No, I think we still have the same strategy from like 2020. It's just we added things on. Because how can we not, right? Like, we know so many things. Like, if you trade every day, like, you know so many things over the years that there's no way you just don't add anything onto your strategy if you're trading the same strategy. It's like, I wouldn't say impossible, but nearly impossible to not notice anything else for like, imagine like what you learned from when you first started trading to like your first year of trading, and then now imagine like another 8 years on top of that. It's like you're gonna learn so much more. So the strategy can't be the exact same from 2020. But I think in terms of price action, form resistance, and when it comes to our plays, you know, taking breakouts, fakeouts, and onions, that's still about the same. Wait, don't you have a Trump speech tonight, or is it yesterday? It was yesterday, right? Thursday. Yeah, Thursday you had a Trump speaks at 9 p.m. yesterday. Looking good, chat. I think you're gonna get some good volume here, though. I don't know where it's gonna go, but this really sets you up for the rest of the session now. That's good. I'm glad we got that early, before 10. So 10, anywhere between now and 11, we can still get trades. I think this is your invisible candle too. This could be your invisible candle. So this move might have not even happened. So could you still get a top wick before faking that back into the range? Because if this is a fake out, it starts from here, and then the range fill is here. But this could be invisible. This might be non-existent. That move might have not even happened today. It was in our dreams, you know? So we can just block that out. And if you come down, this whole thing can get corrected again. But that's an invisible candle. We've been looking at that for a year and a half now. Or a year, at least a year. Yeah, I think a year and a half. But it's not an entry. It's more of like, if you were to come down, you know, this might not be too much of an issue. It might not be real traffic, because it's just going to be a correction of it. But I need some liquidity here. Nasdaq did that too. Let's see Nas. What did Nas 100 do today? Range. That's 25. Chat, this is on Nas 100. This is 2500 points. So this is 2,500 pips. I mean, it's just points, right? There's no pips on this. So is this like 25,000 points or 2,500 points? from 28 to 30. 500. Oh yeah, Nasdaq they did the same. 2,500 points. 2,500 points. 25,000 pips. No, pips are always less. I'm pretty sure. Because on gold, like this is 4,900 points, but 490 pips. Be careful though. Some signal people, they be counting crazy pips. They be like, this move they caught 9,000 pips. Crazy. Wait, but that's 2,500 points though, not 25,000 points. $28,014. We move it to the left 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And third. 2,500 points, right? I'm pretty sure it's 2,500 points. One point typically equals $1. Okay, so then yeah, 2,500. So wait, if it's $1, here to here is around $2,000. That's 2,000 points. Then yeah, okay. I see. Difficult for Singapore timing, trading NYC timing. Yeah, but we trade Asian too. So wait, no, you're an alumni, right? You're not on Diva So 1. Yeah, so you might not see the signals, but yeah, we've been trading Asian as well. Asian might be better for you in Singapore. Come on, gold. I don't know if it'll be a 39 here actually. What else do you got? What else do we got? What else can we use? There'll definitely be an area we can get wick entry cells. Just where, right? Because 9-2 is nice. I was trying to see if there could be something earlier. Even like a slight higher low, but like if you correct this move, like this thing will likely break. So then 40-50 becomes tough. Next area maybe could be up here 70-60s, but what is that even? Let's check it out. What is 70? Let's say 67. The break of that high to the left, daily zones. This is not bad. Could be a 61. Because then that gives you a little bit of room above here as well. 61 won't be bad. daily highs, right? Daily taps the highs there. Yeah, it's not bad. Around here. What happened to pineapples? It's still doable. I just haven't had chances to enter with pineapples. Like my approach for pineapple from like the years prior has changed a bit. Like instead of, I think before it was more of like whenever we go on drawdown, you know, we'll stack. But like what I ask myself now for pineapples is like, okay, is your position fucked? Like, is your position at a point where you've created enough structure and there is going to be very difficult levels to break through? So for instance, like, you know, if let's say you are trending bearish here and then you somehow took the bottom, right? Okay, cool. Wait, hold on. Let's do. All right, let's say you took the sell at the bottom. So you took an entry right around here. All right, let's say you took an entry there. Okay, so then like, you know, as usual, you would mark up like your support and resistance zone. So we'll put like maybe like here, this is a pretty heavy zone, right? Right around there. So let's say then you reject, right? So you go into drawdown off bat. You go in drawdown. Are you, and your position is down here. Are you cooked here? No, because this is still bearish. Any given point, this can still continue down the same way it has been after lower highs, right? That can still happen. Okay, cool. Let's say it goes up and then it comes down. It doesn't come down towards the entries yet. And then it comes up like this, right? And then now all of a sudden you have some structure and your position is still down here. Higher time frame, this is what you want to look at now, right? But now look, you're in a range basically. Since you rejected that support, this equals a range from here to here. That's the range you're in, right? So you took position at the bottom of the range. Okay, so now let's say you come up again. You break the highs. Are you cooked now? I wouldn't say yet, because this can still be a fake out. If this is still bearish, this is the first break outside the range, this can be a fake out, right? So if we were looking for buys, will we get buys in the first breakout? No, right? We'll probably say something like, hey, I need to see price pull back to confirm that it's not a fake out. And then if it actually creates structure, then yeah, I'll look for buys above here, right? I'll look for buys above here, right? So you kind of got to think of the opposite sense. Like, okay, what position would you take if there was the opposite direction? And that's going to be above here. So let's say it breaks above. Are you cooked? No. If it pulls back like this, okay, cool. There's still a chance that you could come down towards here for a fake out, right? But let's say now it starts to create structure. Okay, cool. At this point, you probably want to manage the position. So you can't even get a pineapple in this situation, because if you're creating structure above here, to come down again, you need this to come down like this again, right? We don't know if it's going to come down or not, obviously, but if it's creating like now higher lows here and higher lows here, it's like probability of you coming down towards the entrance is very slim. So then at that point, you manage your position, you get out. So there's no pineapples in this case. But let's say there was no structure. Let's say it was just constantly driving up like this. No structure. Like maybe small ones, right? Nothing too crazy, like this. You come up towards, like, let's say you tap into this resistance area. And let's say your stop loss is above here. Right? Let's say you have a stop loss above here. Right? Could you then get wick entry sells? Because since, look, there's been no pullbacks coming up here, you're still expecting that first initial move down before creating structure to go up, right? Like if you were looking for buys, you'll wait for something like this to occur before this. So like, could you get wick entry sells here? And that's usually what I'll do. I'll start looking for like wick entry sells to come down towards the yellow zone. And then let's say in this case, between here, I think, is this drawing accurate enough? Maybe it could be the 50 point. But yeah, this could be your BE zone then. So then if you take a pineapple here, the next heavy support is here. If you come down towards it, your BE, right? But because like at this point, there's still a chance you can come down towards the entries because you're still missing that pullback. but at least this move takes you down towards here, and then you can look to exit here, because this becomes unpredictable at the yellow zone now, because that's your previous support. It can still reject up, right? But it can also still be a fake out as well, right? But you don't know that. So then that's when I'll take a pineapple, because this position is much harder to reach now, because you gotta actually break through a heavy zone. But like how it comes up matters, right? So that's why like that one trade that we took, like, I don't know, like in March when we had that drawdown, there was no structure going down or going up. It was just constant drives up. So that's why I was like, you're still missing that pullback. But after a pullback, let's say you don't get a pineapple and then you start to come up like this again, you're cooked. You want to get out now, because there's no need to there's no need to hold into your stop loss, because you actually have structure, right? So like, yeah, like this year I haven't had any pineapples, because every position we've taken this year, even though it had drawdown, it was still good so far this year. Like it was in terms of like coming to that back towards our original entry. So I didn't need to add a pineapple, but it's only when we're like actually in trouble, but we're also not in trouble enough to close it. Last year we only took like what, 15 pineapples? Last year I took maybe 15 stack positions. Like, you know, when we're in drawdown we had a pineapple. 16. This year we've taken 0. So maybe it's also because we've been more like sharp as well, but yeah, you don't want to add pineapples just because you're in drawdown, because a lot of times it could also be an emotional thing. Pounds become more complicated. Now just think of it as structure. Like think about it in the opposite direction. Let's say you were to take a sell here, right? You were in a sell here. Are you still good for this position to come down? Yeah. So why would you want to add a pineapple? Why would you want to add more risk to something that's still probable? It might not be probable in the sense of you're in drawdown, but in terms of like structure, like if you're basing your trade today off of like higher time frame, like you're not really breaking anything really, right? So let's say you took a position here today, you're still good, right? I'll still, like, you're still good. I wouldn't really do much. I wouldn't really add anything. I just let it whenever it decides to come down, great. But let's say you come up now. You start to come up. Are you still good now? I'll say so, because look, this move up, no pullbacks, just one constant move up. So you're still expecting that pullback. Let's say you do get a pullback though, like this, right? But then that pullback doesn't take you back down for a fake out. That pullback just ends up coming back up like this and closing above these areas. Are you cooked now? Probably. Like you probably want to manage now because you're breaking structure. This is just an example, right? But let's say you come all the way up here and there's still no structure, and let's say one of your ideas today were wick entry sells at 92, right? We had a wick entry sell idea there, and you come straight up towards 40.92. Can we get a wick entry sell there still? Yes, right? Because there's no structure going up. So then that's your position. That's your second position right here. And then where could your exit point be, right? Look at your next major zones, looking left, like roughly in these areas. So then if you take a pineapple there, and let's say you do get a pullback off of that zone, that's your exit point, right? Because this is gonna be a hard point to break now. If you break this point, okay, cool, it's a fake out. If you continue to come back up to retest the highs like this, then now there's some structure, right? But this is where price will make that decision at. So if you happen to be in profit from both positions, let's say you got a position down here, you're 600 pips and draw down that. On this pineapple, you're like 60% profit, you're BE, get out at BE, right? But it's not until like you actually have where did this come from? Yeah, it's not until you actually have until that position is like not probable no more, because you don't need to add position, but it's not probable. The point of pineapple shouldn't be to like stack to make more money. It should never be to add to make more money, because that's just a greed feeling. It should be like, if your position is probable, there's no need to add a position. It's actually the opposite. Or at least it's how it is for me right now. $200 away from being able to pay out from funded account. Yo, bro, let's go, man. You got that. You came back from that drawdown, right? The 81. I think that was a nice trade. What's your bias or vision? I'm looking for wick entry sells at like, I don't know why that level did, came back. I think what did I have again? 5.7. I have a 5.7 zone. Wick entry sells if you can come up like another 500 pips. 590. It's 10.11 or 10.19, and I think there's a lot of tank today, chat. I'm not gonna lie. I think there's something big coming today. Looking at this move, I don't think it happens for no reason. I think something is gonna come. I don't know where. I don't know if it's gonna be a push up or a continuation down, or if it's a push up to continue down. I don't know, but I think something's coming. So, you know, don't settle for less in this range here right now. I think there's something coming. But yeah, we'll be on till 11 something. 11. We just hear a lot for recovery. No, usually I just add the same lot size I did earlier, because the risk is also you're adding on to the risk, right? So you don't want to like, you still gotta cover for the fact that if you hit stops on both, you know, that's gonna be your overall amount you're losing. I wouldn't like add more lots, and that stop is gonna be much smaller, your second position. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll move the stop loss down too. I'll move the stop loss down to make it less with the pineapples if it's a wick entry. What's up, Vivicia? Sells down seem cleaner for me, but for buys I'll target 40-40. Yeah, that next resistance right here, right into that zone. Looking clean. If you have target at 40-40, should be wick entry sells it. Yeah, I think I'm between like 39, like these areas, and 5.7, but I'm just worried about 39 because that's like the break of this. I'm afraid if you break this, it might be clean traffic up until these areas. So it's only like an extra 130 above if you can come up that far. If it helps, chat, block this out. You might be able to read it better. You blocked that out today and you just got resistance and you got support. This is the range. So really nothing has happened yet if you block that out. You just have a move down and then some range. So the next comes liquidity. I break above for a fake out, or a break below for a fake out, which I guess you kind of had if you covered this, but that's what comes next. When to block out certain candles. Well, in this case, on the 1 hour time frame, is what I'm looking at. It like, I'm still like kind of sample sizing the idea. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a year and a half. Like, I don't have an exact definition for it, but every time I form is like, I'm usually referring to like this, like on the 1 hour time frame is what I'm looking at. Like, I'll block this out. I'll keep it as a range. That's not like any confluence for entries or anything. It's just more of like, in terms of clean traffic, you don't gotta be too worried about it. Like, you still need your confirmations to get in, right? Like, you still need like liquidity and all of that. But let's say later on you have like liquidity, you actually do come up, and then you actually come back to the range. As you're taking sells, like if I were to take a sell, I wouldn't mind taking a sell here, because this isn't going to be that heavy of a range. Or like if I were to take a sell, like coming down from somewhere here, I wouldn't be too worried about this being a problem for like a trail stop or like a BE zone. There's a higher chance it can rip through. but it's not like a confirmation for like a position. It's not like I see this and I try to take a sell to cover it, because it's more of like, you know, clean traffic confirmation. But on the 1 hour time frame as well, see it today, because these two candles are basically dojis, right? Like you combine the two, this bearish candle, this bullish one, it's basically a doji on like the 2 hour time frame or something if you combine that. But again, like I've been looking at this for a year and a half. I think that's the best definition I can come up with. It's just a doji, those two candles combined. What's up, neck there? My king. What do you think about futures? I never had a reason to go to futures. I can still trade gold, you know? If I was American, I'd be going futures for sure. I would trade GC. The GC. But yeah, I just never had a reason to go. A doji or a fake out. I'll count it as a doji, honestly. I mean, you can say a fake out. It already filled the fake out if it is one. But I wouldn't say a fake out, mainly because the trend is still bearish. You know what I mean? Like if you zoom out, there wasn't really anything that happened there. It's kind of just like off of the daily zones. You know what I mean? And it's following the same constant structure. The movement isn't like really there yet to say I had to fake out. Because even like yesterday, when you like quote unquote faked out here back into the range, you just came right down right afterwards. So it's like the trend is still really bearish. So you really need like a higher time from fake out to really say it's a fake out. Like if you came down like this and then you came back up, I think that for me is more so of a fake out. But daily zones, right? You want to make sure you look at the higher time frames. Because even if you move up like this, I wouldn't really say it's bullish, right? Which is why we're still looking for wick entry sells. Like I'll probably still say that anything up here could still be like lower highs. Like it can kind of still like come up, and then you're looking for a lower high, right? To come back down, to continue down, or to continue up. If anything, then that would be a fake out. This is the range, that's a move above, and then if you break back into the range, that's a fake out to go down. But even like this move up, I wouldn't identify that structure as being bullish. The higher time frame doesn't change much, right? Like the daily, it's like in the same range as it was yesterday. It'll still be between these areas. Futures, you would need bigger capital just to trade if you want. Risk small size. With forex, you can have small capital while risking small. Really? I think it's the same shit, no? On futures, what's the minimum lot on a futures account? Chat, if I were to go to futures on $2,700 balance, what would my lot be? What's the minimum lot? Is it not 0.1 or 0.01? But is the contract size the same though? Like is a 0.10 lot on the futures then gonna be $1 per lot or per pip? .1 is the smallest lot. Okay, so like let's say I enter a 0.1 lot and I make 10 pips. How much money do I make? Because I think the contract on this is like 100. So if I were to make 10 pips on 0.10 lot, I'm making $10. On futures, how much is that? $10. So it's the same shit, no? I think maybe, yeah, you might need a bigger account maybe because the minimum is 0.10. So but we can. We'll have to take some risk. We'll have to take some risk for sure. We'll have to just put 0.10 minimum then. But at 0.10 minimum, we would just have to put like a stop, like what, 0.10 for us, stops are gotta be 1400 and below, 1300 pips and below stops. So it'll still be doable, it'll still be quite at the margin. But yeah, you probably gotta start off with like a fixed lot. Someone said 20k though. 20k seems like could be, but smallest is 0.10. So if you have an outcome, you need to have 4 or 5k in futures. Yeah, 4 or 5k seems pretty safe for futures on 0.10. Also, your P&L will always have a round number in futures. So what that mean? Like, what does a P&L mean? It's not the same shit, small account. Well, no, it is. The only difference is like minimum lot is 0.10, right? So we can technically still take a 0.10 this account. It's just we'll have to make an adjustment on the lot size. But the 0.10 is the minimum, you know? So there's no like micros. So where's the other 56? So if you make 45.50, you make 45.46. So where does the 50 cents go? They take it like commission? That's commission or something? They round it up. Commission is 0.5 to enter. Oh, so $3. Wait, 150. It's $1.50 to enter, $1.50 to exit. On like any lot size, or like that's a certain lot size where it's $1.50. Because if it's any lot size, that's kind of lit. You're paying like $3 for like an entry and exit total, even if you pop a 100 lot. Yeah, when it comes to a time where if I have to trade futures, I'll go ahead and do it. But I had no reason to go over. If gold looks the same as GC, and this is just what I've been using, right? There's no point. You raising the lots here? This one, yeah, probably when we hit like 3K. I think the new high will be like 0.16. So let's say for yesterday's trade is 0.05 instead of 0.05, it might be a 0.07. Right, so yeah, all the percentage risk will be increased a little bit. You pay more commission entering 10 micros than 1 mini. Yeah, adaptations, like going from like MT5 to C Trader or something. Yo, anyone use C Trader? Does futures have like what does futures use, chat? Like what's the what software they use? Is it the broker software usually? What do you guys use? Like I know it's not MT5, right? Features. Trading view? I can't do that. I hate trading view. Well, now that I use MT5 like this, I hate trading view. At one point, I loved trading view. But it's so furry. I think it looks so furry or blurry. Trade of 8. Oh yeah, I think I've seen trade of 8. Trade of 8. Yeah, you need parallels to use Windows on the Mac. But I swear they have MT5 on Mac now. When they didn't, I was using parallels to get Windows. 3 swipes, and you got Windows. 3 swipes, you got Mac OS. That was lit. Is Pencil still here? He's drinking that Zizik. No signal. Just like my camera. Shit, chat. We're gonna move here. God damn. Again, another short-lived move, you know? 5-minute session and that was about it, bro. 5 minutes, bro. That's it. We have another 25 minutes here, and we'll see what goes on. But it's looking like the wick entry sells or either the continuation at this point, man. I mean, those are the ideas today. When we're in the middle, we don't have anything in this range here. So we're literally in the middle of the range. So it's gotta move up or down regardless. You got some. In futures, they have this weird thing where you don't pay a certain data subscription, which your charts gets delayed by like 5-10 minutes or something, but firms already provide a sub with the account anyway. Yo, they give you a 5-10 minute delay in your chart. That is crazy. 5-10 minute delay. Damn. I thought TradingView's delay was bad. TradingView's delay is like a 0.3 or something. You say it wrong, thanks. All right, let's see. Jik, you drinking that? You drinking that Jik? Oh shit, it's Jik. miłego the fish team. You understand what I just said? Miłego dnia fish team. Yeah, that's Polish. You do features for real? I might have more people tuning in for features, not gonna lie. My main audience is Americans. It's the US. So, but I trade forex or commodities, xauusd. So people following might be trading GC. But if I make that switch, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe in the futures I would trade futures. You might. The sound's in loop. It's pretty chill, huh? Nectar, you're fucking the tunes. This is not lo-fi no more. Yeah, let's change it up though. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, if you guys are enjoying the streams today, man, hit the like button, sub to the channel. I go live every day, Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday, I go live every day. And this is what we do. Every day, we wait and wait and wait and wait until the market gives us what we want, and then we execute. And then after we execute, we journal. And then we look and wait for more trades, and wait until the day's done, and then rinse and repeat. About a lot of waiting, because trading is all waiting. We can't be executing. Chat, if your chart looks like this, if your MT5 or whatever you use looks like this with all the positions on the 1 minute chart, you need help. You need help. Okay, so when you're on these streams, you go from looking like this on the minute to maybe looking like on the minute. Eventually, you won't have as many trades. You know, there'll be more gaps between your trades. But if you look like this on the minute, man, a lot of patience is gonna be required. And you just spamming trades left and right. Guilty. We all are guilty. But hey, try it out, guys. If you're having trouble and issues with discipline, man, just try it out for a day, bro. I promise you guys, chat. Try to be disciplined for 1 day. You know, I think the hard part is like going from like whatever situation mode you're in to like trying to be disciplined. You're thinking like, I gotta go from taking 100 trades a day to maybe taking like 5. It's gonna be a big gap, you know, but for a day, just 1 day at a time. And then you got 2 days down of discipline. Then you got 3 days. On the 4th day, you might blow it all again. Hey, guess what? Come back and try it again, right? You go, let's say now you try it again. 4 days go by, you're disciplined, great. 5 days, great. 6 days, great. 1 week, great. Monday starts off, you're like, oh, I'm disciplined last week. This week, I'm gonna go crazy again. Start the week, boom, account blown. You know what I mean? Okay, fine. Now you lasted 7 days though, so that's good. And then eventually you'll last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, right? And then naturally you just become disciplined. But that doesn't happen overnight, you know? But if you're having issues with that, try it for 1 day, bro. 1 day, and you might like it. My twin name. My I don't have a twin. I mean, my girl's my twin. I don't got a twin. A twizzy. Zik. Zik. I'm drinking that Zik. Wake up, take a cold shower for 2 minutes without grunting every day. Chat, anyone wake up, take cold showers? W pullback on NAQ. MNQ. Micro NASDAQ. It has been helping you going live every day with your discipline? For sure. I get to just broadcast the ideas and then wait for the ideas to chat. I'm just used to, I think I'm used to it. Kind of what I've, like, I think I've been training longer. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've been training way longer on stream than I've been off. But there's also some things you gotta deal with too, right? Like you gotta deal with shit, man, especially the drawdown streams, you know? There will be times where people will test you like, hey, Don, get out here, bro. You're wrong. And you gotta just think for a second, like, dig deep, bro. Dig deep. Like, you know, like, you gotta find it in you. Like, if I entered and I picked my stocks before I entered and I'm in drawdown, doesn't that mean I covered for the drawdown? So technically I'm not wrong. I just following my plan. Then you gotta understand that everyone's gonna have different opinions, right? Because I think a lot of times when people stream for the first time, it's pressured. It's like this person says a position, all of a sudden you're like, nah. You start looking for a position. It's like, bruh, you don't gotta look for a position because someone else is looking for a position. Or like someone's like, yo, no, I just caught 4,000 pips done for a day. And you're over here like, damn, I caught nothing today. Right? You don't have anything. You don't got nothing going on, right? So it's like, yeah, it helps with that. I'll say it helps. You got me fucked up if you think I'm taking a cold shower. Stay disciplined. Yeah, streaming shit. I don't know. I'm used to it now. Like, so it's whatever now. I enjoy it. What do you think of MT5 position having similar style as futures? Entry line. I don't know what you're asking. What do you think MT5 position having similar style as future? I have no idea what you're talking about. All I know is that if I go with futures, I think that the adapting to it won't be too difficult. You just gotta adapt to it. But I'm not, you know, I'm not there yet. I'm not on futures right now. Hey guys, you might be taking off here, guys. You're creating some decent higher lows here, holding these ranges. So could this be the push up that we want to see? Could this be? OG, yeah. 12 minutes, guys. 12 minutes, and then we'll start placing a session stop loss. I think there's a lot of potential still, though. I know it's a little slow. Like, I think that move earlier came at what time? 16:30. What time is that? 8? 9:30? It's been an hour. So, hasn't been too long. But anything, you know, even if it comes down here, I won't mind it, because then this is just structure that we wanted anyways. Then below 45, we're looking for a continuation of sells. Anything though, up or down, anything. I think we have positions for both. Just not buys. No buys yet. $83 likes. Can I get 100? 100 likes, chat. 17 more. You better go to Miami, bruh. You better be a Miami LARPer. Miami. Damn, you and Giannis, bruh. You and Giannis both going to Miami. Leave next week. Oh, you're staying for a whole. I thought you said you're moving there to Miami. I'm like, you're moving to Florida. Miami. Not fun though. Miami was lit when I went. It was lit. I think we went for 5 days or something like that. It was lit. It was humid though. It's a little sticky there. Chat, what's the hottest month in Miami? Like August? Fuck. August. You going? Wait, hold on. You going right now? Yeah, I went around this time. I think around July, end of July. It was fucking hot, bro. Good luck. Humid. You gotta take like 3 showers a day. Hey yo, I got an announcement. Next week I'm taking a 3-4 month break. Huh? What you mean 3-4 month break? No way you taking a 3-4 month break. What you mean you taking a 3-4 month break? Alright. Isn't it hot here in Florida? No, Florida, it's gotta be. Miami's 31. Shit hot. I mean, you can see the open trade stats in dollars or pips next to the current. Oh, on futures. Oh, like here, right? It shows like the pips and all of that. Let's see. That is a cool feature. That is a very cool feature. No breaks. You know what, man? Fuck it. If someone wants to take a break, they take a break, you know? Nothing wrong with taking breaks. I'm not, who am I to say you shouldn't take a break, you know? If someone needs to take a break, they take a break, you know? That's just not my flow, I guess, at the moment. But if you want to take a break, take a break. Ain't no problem with that. Ain't nothing wrong with taking a break. But you might miss it on the market cycle. So next year when you come back after that market cycle, you're not gonna have that extra experience in that market cycle. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, even if you don't trade, at least look at it for a little bit. For those who are looking to take breaks, and you know, like, you don't need a trade, you know. Taking a break sometimes might just be like, okay, let me not take a trade. Let me just chill out for the next couple weeks or months. But at least look at it, because you'll gain some good insight for the next time you are in that current market cycle again. Couple days off a week. Yeah, that's fun. Yo, we got F1 this weekend. It's gonna be rigged again, right? It's always rigged. This whole season has been rigged. Lewis. I mean, rigged. F1 is in FIFA. Yeah. You never know. You never know. You never know. No way this is gonna be it, right? We got 4 minutes left until 1 hour closure. It looks like it's gonna close doji this candle, so it didn't do anything this 1 hour candle. Nothing new has happened since that push at 9:30 for us, so no new information at the moment, but let's see. I'll give it a little bit of time after 11, and then yeah, worst case we ended off a week. We took 3 trades this week. We made a total this week of so far, or we took 2 on stream, 1 off stream, but we made a total of 1% for the week. So better than last week. Last week 0.57. The week before 6.8. The week before 1.34. Week before 2.40. That was our best week in a while. 1.57, 2%, 3% in May that week. But yeah, I think for the month we are sitting at, how much percent am I sitting at for the month? 1%, right? Yeah, 1.92%. So, you know, it's not good. Still early. Look at the rest of the year. Still no buys though. I really thought we'll get buys at some point. We're about to hit 75% on short trades. You know what I do need though? I do need I need a Discord to MT5. I think there's some EAs available already. I think I saw one for like $200 USD on MetaQuotes. Someone's selling one. You can just add to your chart. Already made and all of that. This is the same guy who made this one. Because there are people who want to copy my signals, but they don't. Sometimes they're just way too quick to enter. So some people have it set up automatically to their account. Claude, I haven't built anything on Claude. Like I haven't coded nothing. Shit. My dream setup. So your dream setup right now is if gold rejects below 4,000, again with the steeper wick, and fill the range down. Your dream setup? W discipline. I'm waiting for the dream setup. Let's see, maybe we can get your dream setup today. I gotta build a trade notifier. That bot open trades me, so it must be able to integrate with Discord. Yeah, I think you just need the Discord. It's what do you call it? The Discord API or something? Discord channels ID or something like that. I forgot what it's called. Wow, 91,000 shares to 30,000. Let me see what Claude can do this weekend then. Let me see if we can make something. Wait, Claude has music? Claude has a channel for music. Is that thinking music? Dun, dun, dun. $11 a.m. you guys. 1 hour open up. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Let's see what it do. If only this was a leg candle right here. Next volume at 12 to 1. Yeah, but I don't think I'll be trading late session today, just because the market closed. This will be it whenever NY ends. Chat, how many trades you guys got today? Anyone trade today in these ranges? Zero. Overnight sell limit. Damn, so you went to bed and just put a sell limit? Damn, bro. Long the bottom twice before the big move. Very nice. Oh wait, we're breaking the highs, I guess. Can it be? Don't talk about money usually, but today I made $26. W, bruh. Turn me up. $26. You made more than this account made this week. I think this week I made $20. Actually, no, part. 20. Oh, around the same, $26, bro. We made really the same amount. W. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here goes the move, chat. Could we get a wick entry sell at 40.57? And then you crush it up. And then you add the cheese. And then don't forget the bev. Never, never, never. And then you roll it up. You're done. You're gone 35. Let's see. We got moving right now, so looking good. Looking good, chat. We have a 5-7 still. That's one of our ideas today, okay? One of our ideas from earlier today. But yeah, if we can come up another, like, you know, 400 pips, that'd be nice. 400 pips, no pullbacks. I think so far this move up hasn't had much pullbacks, but we did have a 40 zone earlier, but I moved it because it's a break of this high. And I'm afraid that if you break this high, or no, sorry. We had ideas here earlier as well, 40, but we moved up towards 5-7 because I'm afraid if it corrects this move here, it will likely break out, and the next area that comes to resistance is 5-7. So that's why I have 5-7. If there is structure going up, we'll move it up to 92, but again, it would require quite a bit of structure, right? Like, let's say it comes up like this and then pulls back like that. No way I'm using a 5-7 no more. I'm gonna have to move it up, and that might be GG's, because who knows how long that's gonna take. So yeah, it's really like now or never for us to get that wick entry sell move. The other idea that we do have today is we did earlier want this move to come up before coming down to take sells, to confirm sells. So it's not that, like, you know, we predicted this move up, more of like we wanted something to break the highs here in order to confirm that we have direction, because I didn't have much direction to confirm that this is bullish, and I don't think I have that until like 4,200, which is pretty far away. Another 2,000 pips away probably. But you did have a push up here that corrected the highs. So if this decides to rip back down here, right below 45, below 49, 45, we're looking for more sells, right? Because then this is just going to be lower highs. You're holding structure still, right? All of that still being held, and if you come back down, then amazing. But if this comes up further, then wick entry sells, and that's all we've got. Those two ideas today. Anything in between, like here and here, is gonna be non-tradable for me. Pretty much. All right, chat. So yeah, that was what we broke down today. That's what we're waiting for. And now it's just a matter of price. Can this happen quick? Quick. So shorts, yeah, those two ideas are shorts. I don't have buy ideas until like 4,200, so I gotta wait for this to come up like at least 2,200 pips, right? You break above 42.34, I'll look for buys above there, but that probably won't be today unless you have some crazy shit that happens. But yeah, we need that to break in order to break that structure, and that's the same zone we've had for like 2 weeks now. Even the daily zones and the daily time frame ideas, same areas we've been using for the last 2 weeks now. But nothing has changed in the last 2 weeks. Same shit the last 2 weeks. So that's kind of where we sit. 157 pips? W, man. And then we're gonna fill the range down eventually. Yeah, the daily range, I believe so. Because not because I think it's gonna go down, but I think in terms of like, even if it were to go up, that's required, you know? Like, even if you were to go up on price, like, you would likely fill the ranges first. So yeah, that lower range that hasn't been filled yet, it's still missing. Because even if you do range in this area, you're likely to tap the bottom of it first. So when you tap the bottom of it, Okay, cool. Now you can start ranging, and the range is between like 4,400 and 3,900, right? That's the ranges. Then once you have that range established, next becomes liquidity. Which way? Don't know. But let's say it comes down, pulls back, holds, that's continuation. Let's say it goes down, fake out, that's continuation back to the top of the range. Let's say it goes up instead. Let's say it fakes up above, pull back to continue up. Could be a possibility, or the opposite is a fake out to continue down, right? But those are your only 4 options on price. But before any of that happens, before you decide where it wants to go, that's what's missing to start a range off. So yeah, that's been the same analysis for 2 weeks now, or that will be the same analysis until, like, you know, this breaks out here above or below. I don't know, but that's kind of where you're sitting on price right now. It has been spending a lot of time here though. Like the whole month of July has been, you know, just slow movements down. So volume isn't really on par yet. Could get better. But maybe this week will kind of help us for next week, because this week has been the most volatile week of July, right? Wednesday or the 13th, on Monday, you had some nice volume. You had a nice push down Monday. And then you also had a nice push down yesterday too. So both of those days on the daily has been the most volatile days of the month. So the month could be cooking up or something. My barely GSC. We gotta wait. How much is this? This is only 400 more pips. That's not bad. Right, go. Maybe news will come out or something. Okay, we'll move. On a wick, and that leg candle hasn't been filled yet. No, right? The leg candle came close. Yeah, this is the leg candle. It came close. Like the fill was at what price point was this? 39.45. So yeah, it's pretty close. Maybe if you close bearish like this week, it could be the same candle as this one right here. And the next candle came down towards these areas first, because this is the same high, not the same lower, but the next candle came down. So and that taps into the leg candle fill. But that's the weekly. Might be early GG's. Yeah, I think I'll be here till I'll give it another 8 minutes here, chat, see if it picks up. I'm in negative 350 red day. Hope it reversed back. You in the cells? Possibility, man. If it breaks below these areas again. Warzone? No, but I've been looking at it again. I just don't got time to grind. Like the only game that I would want to grind is like maybe like sim racing. Cause if I ever hit the track, then I can just translate it over. But yeah, fuck, all these games now just require me to grind. I don't got time to grind like that, man. I like when I game nowadays, like maybe for like an hour, 4 or 5 minutes, an hour, then I just get tired. But every game is like just you need to grind to this level, get this gun, and then fuck. GTA 6? I don't know. I barely played GTA 5, bro. I stopped playing GTA, I think, when online came out because I just came to it too late. Like I used to play GTA though, like a lot of GTA, San Andreas, Vice City, and all of that shit back in the day. But I think after GTA 4, I wasn't playing much. I was just playing sports games like NHL. NHL. If anyone wants to verse me in NHL, you getting cooked. Nobody can beat me in NHL. But I've been NHL and like sim racing lately. The last couple of years. That's about it. Not like gaming. I just don't got the time to grind. I like gaming. I don't think I'll ever grow over gaming though. I just might not have time for it anymore, but nothing wrong with gaming. It's good brain. Good to just chill out sometimes. You need balance, right? Can't just be like, wake up 5 a.m. in the morning, cold ice plunge, sunlight therapy, black coffee, no sugar, fucking gym, 5 hours, get back from gym, protein shake, 6 eggs, fucking you know, like you need some balance. It's not wrong doing that or the other. Just balance it out. Five-hour gym session? People be doing 5-hour gym session, yeah, bro. Take like 10-minute breaks between your sets, between your reps. Are you not looking for a GTA 6? I don't know. Maybe when it comes out, well, I don't know, cause I don't know. I didn't play much GTA 5, right? Like GTA 5, I don't think I ever finished a story mode. So I was playing 2K when GTA came out. A lot of 2K. I'm looking forward to NHL 27 though. And the next iRacing update. That's why I'm looking forward to right now. I'm gonna send my stats to the gym. Do you guys journal your stats? Chat, when you guys gym, do you guys journal per rep and stuff? Like per rep and per set? Like, do you guys have like some type of Excel sheet where you journal all of that? And then you journal like how much you eat and how much calories you put in and all of that? These are your gym stats? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Damn, bro. Sunday is called Lut. Monday is called Mar. Today is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Right, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6 days a week. What does this mean? Last month? Oh. March, April, May, June, July. Oh, this month is lip. The lip month. Yo. Damn, nice. Wait, so you have, you went ham in last month. You had 18 hours last month at the gym. W, bruv. I actually want to play The Last of Us though. Shit, chat, might be a day, man. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Don't know what's gonna happen here. An app, mobile, just following the routine. What do you use? I was making like a spreadsheet for it. I think we'll have maybe a session stop loss, guys. We'll have on like the lows or something. If you break the lows, GG's. Because if it is a fake out, we're still gonna have to wait like 500 pips, you know. I don't know how long it's gonna take. There's a lecandle right here too in the one if you look at it like that. But yeah, I think just like wait for this to come out. Or wait for this to, if this continues up, we can still get the wick entry cells. That might be the closest idea, because even if you do wait for the cells down here, you still need that like structure anyways, right, on the way down. So then it's gonna be a little difficult. But yeah, or that's gonna take some more time anyways. But I think the wick entry cell is the closest, because it just requires a move up. Still gotta wait, right? But it's not much, it's just a move up. So what we can do actually is have, yeah, we just keep chilling the session stop loss. Let's just move it. Let's just leave one right here. So if it's like a now or never type of thing. If it comes down and breaks 4,002, we'll call it a day. All right. We'll just keep moving it. If you break 4,002, if you come back into the range, we'll call it a day. If not, then we'll just continue trailing down the way up. I think price is set the low for the month. Look how it pushed since it took previous month low. Yeah, monthly I think just flipped back and forth, or it's been flipping back and forth. Top wick to start the month off, then you came down a flip. Could be a leg candle if it closed the way it is in 14 days. I think there's still a chance you can still come down though with the daily and the weekly. But we won't know until it actually does, you know? Like if it just rejects back above 4,200, yeah, that could be the end of, that could be the low. The monthly flips or weekly flips. Well, weekly can't flip, but if the monthly flips at least, re-breaks the highs, that's 4,200 for you. You got long 6-7, W6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. Six, 7. Tiwa, what's up, man? Haven't seen you this week. Five-minute stretch at the 15 bullish close. That's nice. That's nice. You didn't want runners? Or you didn't attempt runners? Six, seven trend. I still don't get it. Shit, if you don't get it at this point, do we? Fuck. What you mean you don't get the 6-7 trend? I don't even know if it's a trend no more. This shit might just be instilled into the dictionary. Anyone? Next trade is 69 trade, no? Oh yeah. Chat, we just got our 6-7 trade of the year. Right? 65, 63 plus 65, 68. Yeah, our next trade is 69th trade of the year. We might hit 2,000 pips this month too, chat. Look at this, bruh. We got 5 months left until the year ends, right? 5 months left. And we're at 1,925 pips. We're at 54% for the month, for the year. 92% 0.65 win rate. But look, 2,000, almost 2,000 pips. Last year, we finished off the entire year at 2,200. So we're actually on pace to have the best year that we've ever had, pips wise. So let's see. I think also the best win rate too. Hold on, what was 2025 win rate? 91. Damn. 2026, 92. Okay, so a little improvement. One loss for the year. I think these losses here are just like these ones, like these zero pip ones, the negative 0 point something or 3 pips. So technically a lot less, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, I didn't even know. We might have finish off one of the best years. And this year it's on stream too, you know, so you guys have to see everything that I do. Good morning. How are you? They got any pets? No, I don't have any pets, but I want a dog. I want a dog and I want to name it Mud. You good, Mud? My next dog will be named Mud. You good, Mud? That'll be name, right, chat? Mud? You have a German Shepherd named Buddy? That's funny. Husky? Nah, I don't know. It's too much hair. I think maybe like I don't know, like maybe like a pit bull. Like what do you call these ones again? I don't know how to pronounce this. Strad. Stratford Bull Terrier, is that what they're called? Something like this. You know, like medium size. Mud. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Could be a bigger dog. A Straffy. Yeah. I like Frenchies too. But Frenchies have like a hard time breathing. Like you can't really go outside with them for too long. Like 20 minutes and they're just gassed. They're just laying down there on the floor. What's that? What dog is that? Is that a dog? This looks like a Polish dog, bruh. This is not a wiener dog? Let's see. Let me think. You good, Mud? Nah, I just don't hit the same, bruh. I can't call this dog Mud. If I can't call a dog Mud, it's not. It may not be the one for me, man. Like, look, imagine you good, Mud. Yeah. You good, Mud? That's like a Polish dog, though. Argentina Doggo. Argentina Doggo, cute. Golden Retriever? Nah, I don't want a Golden Retriever. They're mean, bro. Golden Retrievers are not. I don't know. They're mean. What's the most common dog? Like a Labrador? Golden's the best dog I had. Yeah, they're loyal. But you know when they start scrunching their mouth, like poodles. Most common is Frenchie. Really? No, Frenchies are expensive though. Every Frenchie is like at least like 4 racks. Yo, peace out, Dweek. See you next week, man. Peace out, man. How is that, Benzo? All All right, guys, hold on. Let's see. We're gonna start. What do you call it? We're gonna start session stop lossing. So I think we had at 4,002. Fuck it, man. We might as well be on till 12, right? Nah. We'll leave it here for now. Let's see. If this flips, then I'll move it up. We'll move it. We'll keep session stop lossing up. All right. But yeah, I'll leave it down here for now. 4,006 actually, because it broke this high completely now. $10K walk trip. That sounds fun. Have fun, bro. Shit, me too. Going on a 10K walk trip today. How's the air quality today? I took the walk to fall. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. The weekend. Hey, could this break the highs? Okay, so you flipped. Let's keep moving it up then. Let's move our session stop loss up towards 4,009 now. And we'll see from here if it can continue moving up or rejects them. But basically, chat, with us having a session stop loss now, right? What that means is like we're only limiting the ideas to one idea, and that's going to be the wick entry sells. Because the point of a session stop loss is that if it hits that low, you're going to call it a day, right? And I place session stop losses after 11 usually. That's when I kind of start. Like my session comes to an end around this time. So I don't just call it right at 11 because there could be volume still, but I'll start placing levels as to where and what could call it a day for me. Or you can just call it a day if you want. That's what I do. F1 practice 2 going P2. Who won the first one, Max? Who you guys got winning WDC this year? The championship. Lewis? You got Lewis. We got third place game tomorrow, and Saturday we got Sunday we got the World Cup finals, and we got F1 on Sunday too. You got Lewis winning. Am I delusional? What if I nah. Hey, I mean, one win and he's at 100 points. Poor Carlos Sainz, man. Poor Alonso. Alonso and Lance Stroll. Like, their car is not even drivable. There's gonna be a cinema though between these three. Could this be? Is this the leg glitch? Leg glitch at 11:40 a.m. Eastern. Still hasn't broken below 4,009. What's the highs again? 4016? No, the highs are gonna be 4017. That's the previous high. Is that what high was that from? Monday? Thursday. From yesterday's high. Okay, so you better break that yesterday high. Damn. Oh shit. Let's see. Max Le Mans. Why didn't you go to streamer you? Fuck. Maybe next year, man. Shit. Down overseas, back on Twitch. Bro, that shit's gonna go on for like a nut. Like, bro, that event is so big that it's dead ass gonna be going on for I'll say at least another 15 seasons. Think about it, bro. Why would that event stop? You know, that event is actually crazy. That's like the Drake move of like streaming. Every year, new students. Every year, you know, fuck, streaming is gonna be here forever. kind of crazy. Don, show me your hairline when you fly to Turkey. My hairline? You ready? What y'all think? Not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Not, you know, like, what do you guys rate? 6. Let's see. You know, the corner is kind of going up, but you know, the middle part, the middle is pretty, you know, maybe the corners, not bad though, not bad. I don't think I need turkey yet, man. I don't think I need turkey yet. Turkey in the future. My dad's bald, so I'm a little worried, but my hair is thick, like my mom's, so, and she has a lot of hair, so I might be Gucci. It's your mom's side, right? Forming a small range though. For real, Storm player, your turn, bro. Damn. "26-year-old hairline right there, man. I think of what? When do you start like balding usually, chat? Like 30? 33, 34? Or like start receding, like there's a steeper decline. I do want to get a buzz cut one day though. I'm gonna try it out at least once. Oh, here we go. Breaking the highs. Let's see. 26. Ooh. Yo, we're breaking the highs, guys. Let's see. Can this be? Can this be? We gotta move up 4. Fuck, 390. Let's see. We'll keep moving the session stop loss up though, so let's move it up 40.11. A toupee? Toupee. Yeah, when I come to Poland, we gotta run some soccer, some football. Wick sell where? 45.6, 45.7. That's what I got right now. So pretty far. All right, bro. You know that photo of Messi and Yamin Yamal? Honestly, you can make it to streamer you. Kai got a soft spot for Asians. All right, bro. What? Cause the Asian boy Ray? Ray Asian boy. Quan? Isn't that the guy from Toronto? No. No raise Rick one. Fuck. What's your plan, Don? I'm looking for wick entry sells, but I gotta watch this thing go up first. I gotta wait for this thing to move up another 390 pips. So at one point today it was 800 pips, and now it is roughly 400. So it's not bad. It's going up, but you know I can only be here for so long, and it's about to be 12. But yeah, I think I'm gonna move my session stops up again, chat, because this move is going up, but you know it's getting very slow here. It's not even rapid, so it's a matter of time before you break some structure. Oh, it's like breaking the highs, pull back, great, holding that structure, but that volume is very dry. So you need some huge spikes here. So yeah, session stop loss is at 413 for me. Oh, here we go. Could it be? 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 It's 1:30. I'm gonna go. All right, bro. Have a good night's rest, Wog, man. I'll see you on Monday, man. Or yeah, Monday. I won't be trading Asian Sunday chat. That's one session I won't be trading for Asian guys. Okay, Sunday I usually don't. But yeah, Monday. I'll see you there, bro. NY session. Have a good weekend. Wait. Oh, you left. Chat, who you guys got this weekend? Argentina or Spain? Messi or Yamin Yamal? Argentina, Spain, Marino. Who's that? Is that a Spain player? Spain, your people. Your chat, is Spain and Argentina rivals usually in the World Cup? Every week it's wicked here. That's why I got in alongside structure on lower time frames. Look at weekly. Yeah, weekly I got one big range here. I don't got much going on between for at least direction at least. Yeah, there's been reactions here. Yeah, there's been reactions there. I don't have anything here going on here though. My next positions won't be until 5-7, so that'll be in my next area 5.7s, that's my next wick entry sell, or if you were to break below 49.45. But anything in this area here, I just don't have any information to form an idea in between in these yellow box here. So I don't got much going on here. It can go anywhere for me here, up or down, left, right, center. But this is good though. This is the move that is at least over with now, because this is the range, right? So you gotta move up, right? From the NY today. That's great. So if this were to come back into the range, I'll be looking for sells below 49.45. But I don't think that's gonna be today, just because of like the timing. Yep. If this is earlier, sure, but you know, because it still has to move like 700 pips down before I look for sells anyways, if it were to continue down. So it's pretty far, but at least that move is over with. You have that top wick now, so that if it comes down, you can see this as liquidity. Otherwise, without breaking the daily lows on the, or even the 4 lows, right, this can also still be a higher low too to continue up. So that's what I mean when I say like I don't have enough info here, because there's not enough info to confirm like which direction from here on we're headed. But this move up, if you were to come back down, will confirm that push down. I won't know until it breaks below 49.45 though. And then the reason I have wick entry sells up here is because that's the next resistance. So this move up so far today, there hasn't really been much pullbacks. So you haven't gotten that, like, you know, that pullback for structure. Because if you get a pullback and then you continue up, I'll be more, actually not, I still won't have buys, but at least we have some structure going up right afterwards. But that move hasn't happened yet. So if this continues to go up until 45.7, that is the next like resistance area. And that's why I'll be looking for wick entry sells there, because from there, you could then get a higher low to continue up, or if it's a fake out, higher, lower high to continue down, right? But that's the idea behind that wick entry sell there. But in between, I don't got much. And it looks like we might have hit the session stop loss here, chat. Hold on, let's see. I have one here. I'll say the break of 40.16. If that breaks, GG's. All right. Well, you have a 1 hour closure in 3 minutes as well. It's closing bullish above the range for the first time. First breakout could be a fake out, so it could still pop back into the range. But it will be 12. It will be 12. But yeah, this is my session stop loss. 40.16.34. That low right there, there's a leg count in a minute too. What do you have next week, chat? We have news next week. Next week we got Monday, nothing. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, crude oil inventories, I guess, or yellow folders, nothing. Thursday, unemployment claims, orange, that's about it. Friday, a bunch of yellows. And that's it. Damn, okay, so next week got no news. So maybe price action will price action next week, and we'll get some volume. This week, I think it was pretty good. It was pretty good. We had like 3 trades. I'll say it's pretty good. Can't really complain, you know? Pretty chill week. Pretty chill week. And this week was good too, because I think it was the most volatile week of July. So it can only set us up for next week and the rest of July. FOMC on 29th. Yep. But yeah, pretty good week. 1 point. How about you, Eddie? Like we did 1.03%. 3 trades, 2 trading days. Better than last week. Yeah, FOMC on 29. So if it ranges until the 29th, that could be the next thing that moves it, you know? Hopefully not. That's like a whole month. Alright guys, it might be GG's here. Oh wait, hold on. Plot twist. Might be starting to glitch here. Could it flip and glitch? 5 minute no talk wick, 5 minute opening, 1 hour opening straight down for a pot and wick. So you can still trade, chat, if you're like, you know, still trading for the session, but usually it's around the time I hop off. So, but yeah, if I hop off, I won't be seeing you guys till Monday. Monday will be what, 21st? Monday the 20th. True. 2% week, took a payout on Tuesday. W payout. W payout. Oh, there you go. There goes the flip. Right? Oh, nope. No flip. All right. Chat. I think I'm going to call it a day. So, chat. That's it. No trades today. I will see you guys on Monday. Okay? So, you know, 3 trade a week. 1.1% pretty much for this week. So I'll take it. And we'll go on to next week. Second half of the month. All right, chat. Have a good day, everybody. Have a good weekend. Enjoy. I will see you guys on Monday. All right. Peace, everybody. See ya. See ya. Hey, peace out, guys. See you guys on Monday. Peace.